Today we are going to talk about a few updates on Princess cruise ships and some new information coming out about the Sun Princess that I think is maybe new that they have just released about it. So I'm really excited to hear more about the Sun Princess, and then I'm going to let you know how things are going here on the Norwegian Breakaway while Gordon and I are still on board. Tomorrow is a sea day, and then Sunday we disembark. But today we are in Cozumel and we went on an excursion that I actually would recommend. And for me to recommend a beach excursion is really something. I am totally a beach person. I love the beach. But so often we go and I'm like, oh, it's okay. So I'm really excited to tell you about today. So let's go ahead and get started. So today we are going to go through a couple of updates from Princess cruise ships. We're going to talk a little bit about this new Sun Princess, which is really exciting. They've released what I think are a few more details that I've come across. And then also I'm going to let you know how things are going here on the Norwegian Breakaway. We went on a fun excursion today that I want to tell you about. And yeah, I'm actually really excited. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. So first of all, I wanted to let you know we've had another update from the Caribbean Princess. Those of you who are new around here and haven't been following along all week, when they had the last embarkation last weekend, the passengers who were getting off, between them getting off and the new group of passengers getting on, they did a deep clean on the ship. There had been what they are calling an outbreak of norovirus on the ship. There were a lot of cases, and so they just cleaned it really good, and then the new passengers got on. While our Let's Go family member who is on board sent me this update yesterday and said that things are progressing nicely. They're having a wonderful cruise. He said that when they first got on board, they were not allowed to serve their own food in the buffet, but now they are letting the passengers do their own serving there in the buffet. He said there's still not condiments on the table, like there's not, your salt and pepper like you're used to, but that things are going along really nicely. So I'm really happy to hear that they're having a really nice cruise. They mentioned they're from Pennsylvania and it's so cold, and it's nice to not be in that cold, and that's how Gordon and I feel this week. It's so cold at home, and boy is it such a lovely gift to be somewhere warm in the middle of all of that. So I appreciate that update. Another update that I've heard from several people, and thank you for the emails that you send me, and I would love to hear from more of you. So please, if you are so inclined, please send me an email and let me know how things are going on the cruise that you're on or that you were recently on. And it doesn't matter what cruise line, we all like to know what's going on. So apparently, I talked to you all a couple of days ago about that new menu that they've got out, and one of our Let's Go family members very specifically mentioned that it was on the Ruby that they first saw that new menu. And they also noticed, as someone that cruises with Princess often, they noticed that they have reworked some of the recipes, and she said it's actually better. And so that made me really happy. They pointed out, for example, and I think this was also in a comment, that they for example, for a really long time now, fettuccine alfredo has been one of the Princess favorites, in that you could order it for dinner every evening if you would like, and that has been taken off and is only available in on the Italian night in the main dining room there. And so I thought that it was really fun that they're reworking some of their recipes, trying to make things a little bit better, and I'm glad to hear they are better. I think sometimes any of us can get in a rut, and I have I try to follow different people and try new recipes every now and again as well, so I'm glad to hear that they're doing that on Princess. I think that is a really good sign. They're trying to do better with it. Now, the next thing that is really exciting to me is we're looking forward to the Sun Princess coming out next year. She is due to come out in February. Her inaugural cruise is supposed to start in Barcelona on February 8th of 2024. I am so excited for that cruise, let me tell you. And the more other cruise lines I sail on, the more excited I am for a Princess, a new Princess ship. And so I wanted to tell you some things that I think are really interesting that they're doing differently. Some of it I have noticed on other cruise lines and thought, they're taking a page out of their book. And some of it I think it's going to be really fun to see how it plays out. And so first of all, let's see. Well, of course, and let me tell you here before we start, the new Sun Princess is going to be in what Princess is calling their Sphere class, and it is the very first liquefied natural gas ship that Princess Cruise Lines is going to have, and it's built on a whole different platform than like the Royal class ships that have been the biggest ships up until this time. And when he talks about it, every time I hear John Padgett talk about it, he talks about how they're building on that new platform, and it's given them the liberty to reimagine some of the areas on the ship that passengers have historically very much enjoyed, as well as changing the customer experience in some ways as well. So the first thing that I wanted to let you know is, they're going to call the main dining room, I guess, the Horizons dining room. And we are used on Princess that the main dining rooms are one level. Now, when I was on Holland America, their main dining room is 2 levels. On Celebrity, their main dining room is 2 levels. Well, Princess is taking it to a whole new level, as it were, and I didn't even think of that as I was talking about it. But their Horizons dining room is going to be 3 levels. It's going to be on deck 6, deck 7, and deck 8, and they say that each one is going to be a little bit different. So it's going to be really interesting. I don't know if they're just going to have different menus, if they're going to be completely decorated differently. I don't know, but it's going to be really fun to see. That's going to be a really big difference for us. And then also they've got what they are calling the Princess Arena. They're not calling it the Princess Theater anymore. So it's going to be something like a theater in the round. And if I understand correctly, you've got the seats going all the way around, and then you've got the thing in the middle. But they're like a little stage thing in the middle, but the seats are movable, and also they are supposed to have screens around the edge of the room as well. And so it's going to just really change, I think, the entertainment experience when you're on board a Princess ship. From what I can tell, it sounds like we could still watch a show like we watch now. For example, the really big ones, the Rock Opera or the Five Skies, those shows, it sounds like you could still put those on if you move the seats, but it's going to really change, I think, maybe even the kind of entertainment that they have on board. I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see, but I thought that was a notable difference as well. And by the way, that theater is going to hold 1,000 people. So I like that it's going to be able to accommodate a lot of people, especially since we have the Premier package, making it so that they reserve theater seating for people who have that package. So I really like that it holds so many, so that there is plenty of seating for people, good seating for people who don't have that package as well. Now, the next thing that I wanted to tell you also about is they are going to have an Alfredo's Pizzeria. They're going to have Crown Grill as well, as we're used to, and a Sabatini's. And then two things that I think are also noteworthy is the Princess Live. Historically, the Princess Live Theater is like a really quite small room for what they do in there. They do the daily show in there, the Wake Show, Princess calls it, and then they do a lot of trivia in there. It's really handy because they can pull up like music, if it's a music one, or video, if it's a video one, or pictures, whatever. But that is really a very important place on the ship, I would say. They do a lot there. And so on the Discovery Princess, she is the first one that the Princess Live Theater was open. Like, it goes into a room, but it doesn't have that outside wall that we're used to, which is so nice. So it can fill up there, and it's a bigger room than they've had before anyway, but it can fill up, and then people can stand along the edges or across the hall right there. With the Discovery Princess, there is seating there in the hallway. I think Princess does a beautiful job of opening up areas for people to sit and not only enjoy the view out the window, but to watch people walking by. And then also you can hear what's going on in the Princess Live Theater, as well as having standing room. So I'm really glad that they are following that kind of concept on the Sun Princess. And the other thing that I think is really important to note is that with the Princess Casino, this is a really big change. So historically, at least this is my opinion, and I would really like to hear what you all think, but when you go through the casino on a Princess ship, I feel like you have to really choose to go through there. And I do. I like to walk through. I think it's really fun to see people playing the games. I don't do that, but I get a kick out of just watching and seeing everything going on in there. But there's always, like, if like when I think of Discovery Princess that I was just on, you can go through that one, or you can go through on the other side. And what's over there? I can't remember, but there's a lounge that you walk through on the other side if you don't want to go through the casino. But that's all changing with the Sun Princess. It says here, the largest Princess Casino, both in size and number of gaming positions, will be in the Piazza, giving guests easy access to their favorite betting games. The spacious floor plan assures guests comfort and entertainment, and with over 200 of the newest and most popular slots and video poker games, there is something for everyone. Now, when you say that it's in the Piazza, to me, I'm thinking, I don't think they mean like right in the center part of the Piazza that we are also used to. From what I can tell, that area is entirely reimagined as well. There's going to be a huge video screen in the Piazza, they say. I've seen in pictures. But this thing with the casino, I don't know. I'm not so nuts about this, if you want my opinion. I think it's probably just over to the side a little bit, but let me tell you, usually what we have next to the casino is next to the Piazza, we'll have some nice seating. Then we've got the International Cafe, usually tucked over, and a bar with a bunch of seating where you can sit either in the Piazza or in the seating over to the side, or sometimes there's a Vines right over there, a place for people to get drinks, and again, more space for them to sit and enjoy. And you can sit in the lounge that's with that other bar there that's right next to the International Cafe and the place where you get your coffee. And so to tuck the casino there, two things. I kind of don't know that you want to bring all that noise and all that commotion into an area that's historically been like a beautiful place. Maybe I just enjoy it more than I should. I don't know. But the other thing that I think of is, if you're going to put a casino right there by the a Piazza and you are marketing to families that have young children, that's not healthy. And I guess I didn't need to say that's not healthy. I don't think it's healthy, and I want to know what you think for young children to be around that. I know that when people are 18, they can make their choice, but I just don't know how that's going to play into the whole experience everyone is having on Princess. So let me know what you think about it. Now, the thing that I have noticed since going on Norwegian and going on Celebrity and Royal Caribbean is so when we went on Royal Caribbean, it was a smaller ship, but their casino is sizable. Now, on Norwegian and on the Celebrity ships that I was on, their casino is much larger than anything I have ever seen on a Princess ship. And you know what? I get it. It's because they make a lot of money with it. The house always has the edge, if you didn't know that. And I know that it's very profitable for the cruise lines. So I'm guessing that that is why Princess is making their casino larger, and they are putting it to be more easily accessible to everyone, so that you don't have to go to a different deck. You don't have to go out of your way at all to get to it. It's right there. So if you weren't even thinking of playing, it reminds you that maybe you want to. So tell me what you all think about that. Now, then finally, I'm going to just let you know how things are going here on the Norwegian Breakaway. I'm sorry, it's a little bit dark. It has been very overcast today, and in fact, it just poured buckets. We had an excursion that took us out. It's called the Playa Mia, Playa, and then MIA, Playa Mia Deluxe Beach Resort. And it was very nice. It was a really nice place. I highly recommend it. If you want to go when you're in Cozumel, and it's right here on Cozumel, you don't have to take the ferry across to the mainland. It's about a 20-minute ride from the port, and they take you on a bus, and they have it very well. They have lots of really nice loungers to sit on. They're happy to put up an umbrella for you, because when we first got there, we thought it was going to be sunny, and they're happy to do that. We just tipped them, but they don't charge extra to do that. And there's a beach area, and then they've got like all these inflatable things out there for adults that enjoy climbing on things or playing, and kids can go out and do that. That's a really fun part of it. Then they have other things that you can rent if you want. They even had cabanas, they've got kayaks, they've got all sorts of things. And included with going there is also your meal. And they have a really nice, which really saved the day today, a really nice area that is like covered so that you can go with lots of tables, and then they set it up like a buffet. And if you, like, we had the best waiter guy. He kind of followed us to our seats and took good care of us all day. We gave him a good tip, but so it starts raining and we're like, oh, it'll quit in a few minutes, and so we're under our umbrella, and then it just starts to dump. So of course everybody is over there, you know, in where all the tables are, and there was plenty of space for everyone to have their own table. He was so nice, still got us drinks, and your drinks are included. It's an open bar if you're interested in that, but I just wanted to let you know that they do a really good job. And then they have like a children's pool that has like water slides, fun things. There's an adult pool. They do a really good job there. Like we thoroughly enjoyed it, and it rained for a lot of the time that we were there, but it was still really nice, and it would be even better on a sunny day. So I thought you would appreciate that. And then finally, last night, we ate in the Moderno dining room, and you know, sometimes you just have a poor experience, I think, because our reservation was for 8:30 and they got us seated about 8:45, and then our waiter kind of was missing in action the whole time. And it's one of those places where they bring you some sides. First you go up to the salad bar, and then they bring you some sides like your rice and beans, a few things like that, and then the other gentleman come around with the kinds of meat or the pineapple just on the skewers, and slice off some and give it to you. And they did a really good job. The meat itself was good. Most of it was, you'd have to like things not well cooked to enjoy it, but it was just fine. They did a great job. But our waiter was like so lost and not even there that finally, like, we didn't even wait for the dessert menu, and we just got up and said we were ready to go. And so I would say that, and you know, this could easily be the thing if they need some more help. The lady who was the hostess and was trying to seat people, she was clearly overwhelmed, flat overwhelmed, and I know that they were really busy. But would I go there again? No. I would hands down do teppanyaki again though. So if you're going on Norwegian and you want a firm recommendation, I would say the teppanyaki. Moderno, I would try somewhere else instead. So that's where we were with that. But we are having a great time, and I really appreciate all of your great comments. I really do. I'm going to follow what a whole lot of you are saying. I am going to write a letter and to Norwegian and tell them what I think about what they're doing about cutting their workers' pay, and I'm probably not going to cruise on them again until they pull it together. I do honestly like to be like crystal clear. I do like Princess so much better anyway, but I'm really disappointed in what Norwegian is doing with not taking good care of their employees, and so I'll let you know when I hear more about that. I really appreciate you all being here with me. Let me know if you have seen other stories about the Sun Princess. We can all get excited about that and look forward to it together, as well as it's always fun to hear more news and anything else that you've got to share. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you with us, and I think that you would really enjoy being in our Let's Go family. If you appreciate these updates, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.